members of the committee, and the people from the 45th Legislative District, and the audience that's here today to represent this process. My name is Cory McCray. I'm a 30-year-old husband, father, community activist within the 45th Legislative District. And I'm asking you for your support to be the next 45th Legislative Delegate. I was educated through Baltimore City Public Schools. I graduated from Fairmount Hartford Heights, Fairmount Hartford High School, right up the street there on Hartford and 25th. I believe that Baltimore is at its crossroads, and we need a renewed commitment to the 45th Legislative District. I, like far too many other young African American males, was once failing to live up to my potential. But with a strong mother, a beautiful mother, and dedicated family, I completed a 5-year apprenticeship program in 2008 with the International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers. I received an associate's degree from Baltimore City Community College in 2011. I've been a small business owner in the 45th Legislative District since 2004, owning over half a dozen homes in this legislative district. I'm asking you for your vote to do something different and take a chance on a man that's a labor leader, community leader, and represents the future of Baltimore City.
Thank you for that, Mr. McCray. We are going to move on to the next phase of this process, which you will be asked a series of questions. And we'll start questions off with Ms. Nina Harper.
In the 45th District, who are your state legislators and your city council representatives?
My state legislators, I'd like to start with the state senator, Nathaniel McFadden. My state delegates, Delegate Cheryl Glenn, Delegate Talmadge Branch, and unfortunately, our late, great Delegate Hattie Harrison. My city council representatives, I live in the 2nd District. My councilman is Brandon Scott, Councilman Brandon Scott. And in the 45th District, we're also comprised of 4 councilmen. Councilman Bobby Kern, Councilman Warren Branch, and Councilman Carl Stokes in the 12th District.
Thank you. Next question. What do you believe the role of the state legislature is?
I believe that the role of a state legislator, first and foremost, is to represent the community. But many people may ask, what does represent the community? Take action. What is that? Represent the community is crafting, lobbying, defending, and helping to enact legislation that benefits the 45th District and the state of Maryland. To balance the budgets, to be assigned to a committee. I believe that it's compromised of connectivity, communication, and community. And currently, I think the system is broken. Before any law is passed, any resolution is approved, any action of a body of government, the conversation should be brought to the community. This is a model that I've read, studied, and feel that it works. So before I submitted my application for this process, I had a conversation with the community. After the application was submitted, I continued the conversation with the community. The right thing to do is have a conversation with the community. Brothers and sisters, there are many times where I've asked the community to email your elected official. And one of the responses that I received back when I asked the constituent to send this email, thank you for reaching out and voicing your concerns. You know me, community emails mean nothing. Community emails is intimidating. This is the reason that voter registration is low. This is the reason that Baltimore City has had a less than a 20% turnout in the election process. Because they feel lost in confidence in the government as they feel as though their voices are on deaf ears. I ask, anybody that's here that supports Cory McCray, please stand. During this process, 50 to 60 emails were handwritten, sent by email, and also delivered to a P.O. box. I challenge you. Read some of these emails. I promise that if I'm chosen, and that if I'm aware of the government, we'll start with the community and end with the community. Thank you.
Yeah, Mr. McCray, you described some community projects or ideas, not necessarily of your own, that were implemented and carried out successfully, primarily because of your efforts in the 45th District.
Yes, sir. I'm going to start with the people that I see in the room. They are many of my friends and family, neighbors, that on August 11th, there was an event held in Fairburn Park, where many of you attended. I see State Delegate Dirk Cheryl Glenn, Tony Dawson, Miss Anna. November 3rd, we had an event at the Humana Building, right here in this district, where 4 of our community people were awarded, and we also brought together and gathered in solidarity. We also had a United States Senator come into this district. 3 congressmen came into this district in an abundance of state and city legislators. I'm going to go to February 23rd, and I invite all of you out. It's something that State Delegate Cheryl Glenn will be participating in. The 100th anniversary of the Women's Suffrage March is coming right through my community in Oakland. The Spring Fest, I see Bella Addison is well represented. The Spring Fest for several years. From my resume, you can see that I sat on the Bella Addison Community Association Board and currently sit there now. I see Miss Rita Cruz in here. Northeast Middle School. Several times I've been to Northeast Middle School to speak. And just recently, last week, we took 20 children to the state of Annapolis, to Annapolis, to make sure that they got the interaction and could see what it's like to participate in that process. I see Miss Charmaine Turner going down to Colleton Square Elementary to speak and make sure that we get those children motivated and energized. Speaking at the commencement, the graduation of Dr. Raina Brown. I see my friend Jermaine Jones in here, rallying for jobs, for Hopkins that built the little world down there, and the community didn't go to work. Wow. Community cleanups with Broadway East and the Care Community Association that's well represented. And that's all I'd like to elaborate on this time.
Mr. McCray, can you tell me about a situation when you had to deal with a very upset person or persons? What was your approach and what was the outcome?
I'll talk about a constituent that lives in the 2nd Councilmanic District, Ms. Valerie Myers. It's a lot of times when I sit on these boards that communities feel as though I'm already elected sometimes. And they can call my cell phone. And she said, Cory, I had a huge dumpster in front of my yard where a contractor's been working on this home and been leaving it any way he wanted to. The first thing I did was say, did you contact Councilman Scott? She said, no. I said, well, I'll make sure that I help expedite this process. I do know Councilman Scott. I called Councilman Scott, and she also emailed Councilman Scott. Citations was handed out. Mr. Eric Book is sitting there. and it was taken care of. You know, she was greatly appreciated. The emails came, but this is just one time where I found a person in the 2nd and the 45th Legislative District was upset and the problem was resolved.
Thank you.
Mr. McCray, can you tell me why you believe you are the best qualified candidate for this position?
I guess I would like to utilize this time to emphasize the differences in myself and the other candidates. 3 things that I like to bring up: a renewed commitment, energetic, and having a proven track record of representation. And I'm going to work my way backwards. Representation. In 2008, I told you I graduated from that International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers apprenticeship. I was brought on staff of 1 of 7 to represent over 2,000 electricians. Upon that time, I put my name in for election with my local union, International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers Local Union 24. And I see they well represented. At that time I was elected, I became an elected officer for that local union, and also was elected as a delegate to the International Convention, which isn't easy. In 2009, I was asked by the Baltimore Metro Council AFL-CIO to represent a group called the Young Trade Unions. Not only did we reorganize the Young Trade Unionists, but Young Trade Unionists started popping up, chapters started popping up all across the United States of America, in Chicago, in Ohio, in D.C. In March 2011, I went on staff with my international union that represents over 700,000 members. Proven track record of excellent representation. Energetic. I sit on several boards in my community, work a full-time job, active in my local union, spend time with my beautiful wife and 2 children, run a business where I'm a landlord of over half a dozen homes, and still participate in community actions. Energetic. Last, I'd like to touch the subject of renewed commitment. When I talk about renewed commitment, I want to take the time, because I can't define renewed commitment like I want to. But I think that it was an email that was sent, and it defines it perfect. Dear State Central Committee members, I'm writing this letter on behalf of support of Cory McCray, who has submitted his resume to be interviewed to fill the vacancy in the Maryland General Assembly of the 45th Legislative District. As a person who resides in the 45th District, I'm looking for someone to fill this position that has community's interests first. Cory, whom I've known for several years, is exactly that person. When I met Cory, I was amazed at the energy and determination of this young man to want to see the change for better for his community. He is a true community social activist who takes pride in the work and the people he works for. It is so important that we allow young, educated men like Cory to fill this vacant position with our city, state, local governments, within. Youth brings vitality and a different perspective on today's world. For too long now, people have been hired for positions because of favors they are owed. Hundreds of well-qualified people interviewed, but they will not fill this position, but they interview anyway because it is politically the right thing to do. Not only does this game rob the community of someone they choose, but it also keeps the same old type of thinking in office. The Bible says, and no one puts new wine into old wineskins. If he does, the wine will burst the skins, and the wine is destroyed, and so are the skins. But new wine is for fresh wineskins. Let's not put someone in this position that will allow themselves that will allow themselves to be used as a puppet and play along just to get along. The 45th District needs fresh wineskins like Cory McCray, whose youthfulness and drive can make a difference in the lives of young people in the community as a whole. Dare to do something different. Give young people like Cory McCray the opportunity. And this was written by Karen Kim, 3910 Dudley Avenue, Baltimore, Maryland, 21213.